Video. We're going to do another first impressions video. Don't have the box for this one. I'm sure you guys have seen, some of you niche guys out there anyway, have seen the box for this line. And I think I've probably done a review or two in the past where I've actually showed the presentation. But decent looking box. Comes in a real thick cardboard box. I believe it slides in from the side. But this is from the Casamarati line from the house of Xerjoff. Xerjoff has a few different lines out there, all from the same house, but just different looking bottles, different looking deals. I want to say that they're sort of all moving back, trying to make similar looking bottles to kind of form the line, but don't quote me on that one. But this is from the Casamarati line. It is Corallo, and Corallo is a unisex floral green fragrance, also considered an oriental aromatic, so we'll see which one it falls under. I don't know the nose behind this fragrance. Is an eau de parfum concentration. Also, I forgot it did come out in 2018. But this bottle has been sitting on my shelf. I probably acquired this one about 6 months ago from someone online and have not had a chance to get my nose on it. I don't know what I've been waiting for. I did have a few moves between then. And so I'm not, like I mentioned before in a previous video, I'm now finally settled in so I can actually start getting to these videos that I've been meaning to do. So the notes for this fragrance: in the top, we have lavender, green notes, and bergamot. In the mid, we have iris, neroli, and jasmine. And the base, run things off with vanilla, amber, and woody notes, or woodsy notes, as Fragrantica likes to put. But yeah, I don't know what to expect from this one. I do see the iris, and I did read, sort of like on Fragrantica, they have like these little bars that kind of show you what it's more of. And I want to say that someone said this was floral and powdery. And there is iris in this. And whenever there's iris and stuff, it usually comes out either lipsticky and has that cosmetic DHI feel to it, or it comes out smelling sort of powdery. And also violet, I believe, does the same thing. But not really sure what to think of this one. Again, it's considered two different things, two different websites: floral green or oriental aromatic. So we'll see which one it lands under. The juice is sort of brown, which kind of lends it to that ambery sort of fragrance. But yeah, so looking forward to trying this fragrance. So let's give this fragrance a first impression. All right, a couple of sprays. This is going to be my scent of the day, so I'm hoping it's going to be good, at least so I can, wear it. It's like 70 degrees outside, so it's a little warm, a little cool, so it should be right down the middle depending on where this one goes when it comes to the weather. A couple sprays. Here we go. Good sprayer. Okay. Had a feeling this fragrance is going to go down this road because I do. So quickly, this buyer that I bought these fragrances from recently went through a breakup. Connie, if you're watching, shout out to Connie. But gave me a big bundle deal on a bunch of fragrances. And I guess their significant other was a huge fan of iris and or violet fragrances. And I want to say there was two other iris fragrances inside that collection, and this one sort of reminds me of those. This one actually smells pretty good. It has like that powdery, thing going. No like lipstick bag. It's more floral, powdery, but it does have the green notes in it, so that it's got that going for it. Now the other ones that I've tried from that line are almost identical. I'm sure you can find differences, but they're both iris-based fragrances, and they're both super powdery and both very balmy, very waxy. This one has a bit of that wax. It almost has a little bit of a licorice thing going, but definitely getting the neroli because there's some bite in there. I can get the green notes because it's green. It smells sort of, I guess, I don't know, watery green. Getting all the floral notes. The jasmine and the iris. The amber's in there peeking its head in. But it's not like super, not yet anyway. It's not super deep and resinous amber. But it's actually getting a little warm spicy. And it sort of reminds me a little bit of 1888. The amber note that's in that. 1888 has a bit of a licorice vibe to it. I'm guessing it's the amber note and the vanilla maybe. But the amber vanilla in this reminds me of that fragrance. Has a little bit of that licorice sort of vibe, which I don't know if you want to consider licorice medicinal smell, but those who know licorice, you guys can kind of, it sort of smells a little bit like root beer almost. Not a bad fragrance. Definitely, I can definitely tell this is very, very niche. you have to try this one before you buy a bottle, because this one right here is going to go either way. You have to really like floral notes, warm, spicy florals with green notes in it. It's kind of a little bit of a hodgepodge right now, because honestly, a lot of these notes, I can't say that I haven't smelled before, like in the other fragrances combined, but it has a lot of different nuances. It has freshness, it's got floral, it's got warm, spicy, and it's got woody. So right now, it's not a bad fragrance. I will say that it is going away from that powdery floral opening, which is what I hated about the other two fragrances that I mentioned I got in that collection. And it really is going more towards the warm, spicy amber, sweet amber, which is from the vanilla. So I can definitely see the oriental aromatic. So I think that actually those two classifications actually describe this fragrance almost perfectly. Floral green with oriental aromatic. Floral green in the opening, oriental aromatic in the, I guess after 5 or so minutes. But right now, this isn't a bad fragrance. I really am looking forward to trying this one in the air. I'm glad that it's a little bit cooler outside, a little bit warm. The green notes are going to go great for a little bit because it's sunny out, for the warm when I'm in the sun. But the amber and the vanilla are really going to take care of things when that cool breeze hits. So right now, not a bad fragrance. I'm going to say it definitely is niche. Obviously, it's Casa Mirati, it's Xerjoff. Some of their fragrances are pretty, Dolce Amalfi is pretty sweet and pretty linear. It's not offensive at all. It's not too crazy. This one's a little bit more, not challenging, but you know what I'm saying. It's just a little bit more. You have to try it. Don't just go out there and buy this one. It's going to be kind of up there with you either like it or you don't. I can see it right down the middle. I could keep this one in my collection, but I can also live without it. So I mean, honestly, the 1888 is a winter version of this one. If I had to classify this one into something right now quickly, I would say this is like the warm weather version of 1888. Yeah, like the spring version of 1888. So I don't think this bottle's leaking, but anyway, yeah. So right now, that is my first impression of this fragrance. Not sure if I'm gonna do an update, and if I do, it's gonna, we'll see. If it changes a lot, maybe I'll do an update. But if it sort of stays the same, I'm not really gonna do an update. So we'll see. But right now, okay, fragrance. I mean, I think this thing's selling. I'll put the price right here, but these Casa Miratis are still selling for quite a bit of money. I would guess this is going to be on the lower end, but I also read this is limited edition, so maybe it's discontinued. Who knows? But I would guess this one would be a little cheaper than the other ones in the line that I guess people buy more of. And this is probably lesser known in the community. Like if you got really like iris and floral fragrances, I like this one. But yeah, yeah. So I'm gonna wear this fragrance today and maybe over the next couple of days. We'll see. I don't want to keep you guys on the edge of your seats too much. So if the video ends now, I guess it's gonna end now. But if it doesn't, I'll see you guys in a minute. What's up, guys? Just want to bring you guys a quick update on the Corallo from the Casa Mirati line from the house of Xerjoff. And, I will say I do kind of like this fragrance, but it's not going to be for everybody. Without repeating too much of the first half of the video, this fragrance does remind me of a combination of neroli and floral notes with 1888. If you guys never tried 1888, it's a floral and more of a floral, warm, spicy, ambery fragrance. But this one is almost like a lighter version of that, but this has more florals instead of the amber. The amber's in the dry down with some vanilla. Almost has like a licorice thing, almost licorice sort of root beer type of vibe, which I actually do like the dry down in this. The dry down isn't that bad. And I did see this is a limited edition fragrance, so I don't know if you can find this one. I tried looking, how Fragrantica will put like, I guess a few different links where you guys can buy this one online, and I didn't see this anywhere on eBay, on Amazon, or any other like really big stores are selling this one. So I'm not sure if it's discontinued or what's going on with this one. So I kind of almost want to keep it in my collection just for collection's sake, really, because maybe it's kind of hard to find. But not a bad fragrance. And I will say the longevity was great. I got 8 hours with this fragrance. So, I mean, again, I'm not really sure what this is retail. I think these are going for around $250, if not more. So, I mean, when you're paying something like that, for a niche fragrance. And I mean, the rest of the line goes for that much. So I'm assuming that's what it was before it got discontinued or whatever. But if you're paying that much money, it's going to need to last 8 hours. I'm sorry. Like, some people will say, oh, no, it's fine. It's niche. It's, no. If you're paying around $300 for a fragrance, it's going to need to last longer than 8 hours or longer. So luckily I got 8 hours with this fragrance. Projection was okay. Wasn't a beast by any means. I think it's pretty good for a floral, for this type of fragrance. It's pretty good. I mean, honestly, it could have been a lot heavier because it does have the amber and the vanilla and the woody notes, but they tamed it down a little bit. This one isn't as loud as 1888, which is fine because I'll get to that in the seasons, but this is going to be for the warmer weather. So it's probably best this one isn't super duper heavy and thick, but it's thick enough for this type of fragrance. It's not bad, actually. It has decent projection, decent longevity for a fragrance of this type. So I will say that overall the performance was pretty good with this one, but like most fragrances, the first couple of hours is gonna be your best. But I did get wafts throughout the day wearing this fragrance. Seasons, if you guys haven't guessed already, it's gonna be for warmer months of the year. Not gonna say hotter months. It gets pretty hot here in Texas, where I'm talking like 105 some days. This scent might be a little too floral, a little cloying, especially with the amber note as well. So I will probably reserve this one for like spring. If you guys can see, this does look like almost like a spring type of label. It just has like a spring sort of colorway with the red and the green. So I will say this one's probably best for like spring, where it's still slightly cool, but also a little bit warm, and probably early fall, where you're just getting over summer and it's starting to get cooler, but it's still a little bit warm from summer. So it's gonna be around those 2 times of year. Honestly, like I always say, you guys can wear these whenever you want, but that's my suggestion. I do think this one really just does scream for the warmer weather. Occasions for this fragrance, casual day wear. Now, I do think you can probably pull this one at night because it does have that ambery, vanilla, woody dry down. But this one really just, I think of spring day. When I wore this fragrance, I wore it and saw a friend of mine play music the other day. And I was getting wafts of it. Now it was like a nice, really pretty day. He was playing on a patio. The sun was shining. It was warm, but there was a crisp breeze. So it was perfect for this fragrance that day. So I definitely think like casual day wear would be fine with this one. Ages for this fragrance. Well, I'm already assuming this one's going to be quite a bit of money. So I'm going to go ahead and say it's probably going to be, maybe 25 or 30 and up. 30 and up probably just to be safe because, this one isn't going to be for everybody. It's unisex, but the floral notes really do lean feminine, but the amber and the amber, vanilla, and woody notes make it more masculine. So it's sort of right down the middle, honestly. And if you don't like floral notes, you're not going to like this fragrance. The only thing that really saves it for me is a neroli. It's a little bit like old school, sort of an old school fresh fragrance, something like an Aqua de Parma would make, like Colonia. So picture Colonia mixed with some ambery notes in the dry down, sort of like that. So it has a little bit of a dated neroli feel, but other than that, I do think 30 and up should probably be a good age range for this fragrance. Plus, I'm thinking it's going to be pretty expensive since it might be discontinued or just hard to find. So I'm going to guess people are going to be probably spending a little bit more for this one. Overall, so I do like this fragrance, but I don't love it. If I didn't have it in my collection, if I didn't get a good price on this one, I probably wouldn't go out there and buy it. I'd have to either trade for it or just get a steal of a price, and I would, maybe get it. Honestly, if this wasn't a limited edition, I'd probably sell it and just make some money off of it so I can add to my collection so I can make more videos, because that's sort of how this thing works. It's almost like a recycling thing when it comes to my videos. But yeah, I'm probably gonna hold on to this one just because I think it's hard to find, and maybe if I need some cash, or if someone just offers me something really great, I might get rid of it, but we'll see. But right now, this one is sort of a cross between, like I mentioned, those Irish fragrances earlier, the floral, sort of powdery, very light and airy, mixed with a warm, spicy dry down. So, which is kind of an odd combination, honestly. Because I don't get that often. Usually those types of fragrances are just that. You get the airy, floral, powdery sort of green notes, and then it sort of just stays that way and sort of fades off. If you guys are familiar with Tiziano Terenzi's Eclix, I believe this was called. That one starts like this almost, a little bit with that very heavy iris, powdery note, and that one just sort of fades away. This one really does have more personality than a lot of other fragrances, sort of like Iris Poudre. I think that's how you pronounce it, from Frederick Malle. And Iris from Xerjoff with the 2 S's, sort of similar to this one as well. But again, not a bad fragrance. I just can't really recommend you guys going out and really trying to really hard to find this one. So save your money and you maybe go on for Granica and you guys can find what fragrances people are comparing this to. I want to say people are comparing this to some sort of a Guerlain fragrance. Guerlain fragrance, excuse me. But I think it was a women's fragrance too. So maybe this one does lean more femme. I don't know, guys. But check on there if you guys want to find something maybe that's a cheaper alternative to this one. But again, good fragrance, but not great, guys. So if you guys tried Corallo from the house of Xerjoff from the Casamari line, if you have, let me know your thoughts on this fragrance down in the comments below, because I'd love to hear what you guys think about this one, and let me know if I'm crazy, if you love it, like it, or hate it. Guys, so thank you guys so much for watching on my channel. If you like this video, please click that like button, subscribe to my channel, and turn on notifications for future first impressions videos and for excited content just like this. Guys, don't forget to follow me on Instagram, Dollars and Cents. There, you guys will find fragrance-related photos and future contest winners, guys. And always, until next video, you guys take care. Thanks.